The magic of the microphone. The magic of the microphone. The magic of the microphone. Good evening to you. I present 3 Boisterous Bruisers. What do I mean? Well, I have here before me 3 microphones that the manufacturers claim have a bit of this. Got a bit of something going on. A bit of forcefulness. And, as it happens, they're in roughly the same price bracket. So I thought we might have a look. The Shure Beta58. Now, what I'm quoting from is regarding the 58A. I had a look, and the sound quality of the 58 and the 58A, which is the current one, the A, are meant to be the same or similar. I think there was a change in transformer or something I read somewhere, so bear that in mind. What do they say? It's a mesh grill, resists wear, advanced shock, minimum effective by. It's a premium vocal mic, ideally suited to professional lead and backup vocals either on stage or in the studio, and it's £134. They mentioned somewhere else about its sound quality, that it's shaped for vocals, and it is. All 3 have neodymium magnets, quite powerful, and all 3 are supercardioid, polar pattern. I have the Beyerdynamic V70, which is powerful, well-resolved, excellent feedback, rejection, so on and so forth. £160. I also have the Sennheiser e945, which goes a little bit more flowery in its description. It starts with presence all the way to the peaks, renders the natural sounds of the voice in particularly forceful colours. That's interesting. If it's natural, you put forceful colours on it, it's no longer natural. Or is it? I don't know. I don't think we're expecting these to be natural. So, full-bodied or enriches the vocals, warm nuances, lively fullness, strong emphasis. It goes on. Gives the voice a warm, lively fullness. So you get the idea. You better watch out with these. Physical comparison. Here they are, and I hope the camera focuses. I shall put it in front of my face, because the camera seems to love my face. I know why. It's because of face recognition and stuff. But here they are. Hope you can see them. Roughly the same size. The Shure is the smallest. That's not small. Well, these days, it's on the smaller side of the microphones. Weight. Shure is the lightest of those 2. Sennheiser and the Beyerdynamic. I think the Sennheiser feels heaviest. Next, the Beyerdynamic, and next, the Shure. All of them feel fine. There's some, can you hear? Something very fine going on there, a bit grippy. The Shure, again, quite grippy and a very good definition there. If it's about to fall out of your hand, you can feel. The Beyerdynamic, slightly smoother but still grippy, and a good sense of where the end of the thing is. Pleasing enough. Two German ones, fairly similar. I mean, that kind of thing. I have a suspicion that a little bit of that seems to translate into their sound, but that might be madness. But just generally when you're handling, of course not on stage because you won't hear it, but you might through yeah, through the handling noise. So there's just something rather like the looks and the finish, I guess, that maybe draws some part of you to one more than the other. But really, the sound is what we're on about. Going to have a look at the charts that the manufacturer supplied. Well, let's look at the one at the top there, which is the is the TG, the Beyerdynamic. Up the top, my goodness me. Ragged, what does ragged translate to? I don't know. I mean, there's peaks all over the place. Whether they match your voice, I guess, is another thing. Good luck with that. But as we can see, considerable rise in the treble up to about 10k or a bit beyond. And then a little bit flat through the middle, and no proximity trace on this, though this version of the 70 is the one with the full proximity. So it's interesting they don't show it, but you can guess from some of the others. Moving to the Beta58, it's a smoothed response, as you can see, trace. And again, as it's smoothed out, two main lifts up at the top, around about 10, just before 10, and then fading off. And there you can see the proximity trace, which is pretty huge, though it doesn't sound it particularly. Anyway, that's for another video. And then moving to the Sennheiser, again it's been smoothed. So again, that peak up at around 10, little dip before it, and then what seems like quite a flat, pronounced plateau of accentuation up there, kind of flat through the middle, and again doesn't show the proximity trace. And looking at the kind of dB things at the side, I'll leave you to look at that. What I'm going to do now, I'm on the Earthworks SV33, which is as neutral as I've found. I've got to have something to compare things to. And I'm just going to go through them compared to this and just see what I notice immediately. So, the Sennheiser. I'm on the Sennheiser, and immediately I noticed two things. Woo! And yeah. So this one's giving you a bit of that. If I bring it closer, you can hear a lot of that, and round about there is accentuated to my ears. Going back on the 33. I'm on the 33 then, and we're on the Shure Beta58 coming up. This is the Shure Beta58. What do I notice? I noticed that. I said, something a bit there. If I bring it closer, the bass feels a bit indistinct and not really there, despite that huge proximity trace that we saw. Don't know. Okay. Back on the 33 and moving on to the Beyerdynamic, whatever it is. This is the Beyerdynamic. This, as soon as I say that, this is the Beyerdynamic. If I bring it a bit closer, yeah, yes. So that maintains or accentuates those lower regions, and I'm aware of that. It's going to go back to the Shure. Back on the Shure, back on the Shure. There is there. Other than that, the Shure sounds kind of muted compared to the other two. So this one's not quite as much a boisterous bruiser as the other two, is it? Regarding, back on the 33, I've left these three at the same level visually on the desk. Now, I don't know how accurate all that stuff is, but actually they seem quite well balanced. So it was about these, so I left them visually, so if there is any difference in power and output and so on, you'll hear that. And then I matched, as best I could, the 33 to those once I'd done that. Going to put the 33 off, and then just going to go between the three. So I'm going to keep them in the order I've got them here, which is the Sennheiser, followed by the Shure, followed by the Beyerdynamic. This is where my dexterity comes into play, or lack of. That will probably do. Scratch them up in it. There we go. That's pretty good. Now all I have to do is remember which one is which. Now all I have to do is remember which one is which. Bring it a bit closer. Now all I have to do is remember which one is which. Ch, 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 ch. Very aware of that. And, yeah, bit of weight down there. Bit of push. Forceful. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah, maybe. Yes, okay. Onto the Shure. This is a Shure Beta58. Less exaggerated, a little bit round, that's its thing, round about there, sort of, what's that, lower mid, a little bit indistinct and a little bit puddingy to my mind. It's nice enough at the top there, not as accentuated to my ears as the Sennheiser. The Beyerdynamic, the Beyerdynamic, the Beyerdynamic, the Beyerdynamic. You have quite some control with the Beyerdynamic. I think the top is it's there, maybe a little bit sweeter than the other two. Got to be a bit careful with that, I'm thinking. Going back through then, this is a Sennheiser. Going back through then, this is a Sennheiser. Going back through then, this is a Shure. Going back through then, this is a Shure. Going back through then, this is a Beyerdynamic with a sh. Going back through, this is the Beyerdynamic with a sh. It's a shush. It's quite revealing, I thought. Now, me devise the hiss, hum and tone tests. I'm not sure what to make of it, but it seems to reveal differences, how those differences in what I'm doing translate to your singing. I think I'll leave that one to you. I'm just going to do it. Hissing then. 33 to start. Quite a difference. I'm going to do it again and tell you what I hear. The Bible of reviewing sonic things, I think, it's generally, and I can understand quite why, is not to put things in people's minds. The mind is a very flexible thing. But then I'm thinking, maybe you don't hear what I hear. Maybe I'm wrong. So always bear that in mind. Maybe my ears are skew-whiff. But I'm thinking you might not hear unless I point out. That's the trouble. You point out and think, oh yeah. But then, of course, if your attention's on that, that tends to become magnified. What can I do? I'm going to do the best I can. You understand. Forgive me. Of course, the room's not there now. Gives it less space in the sound. I don't seem to be able to hear into it as much. Sounds muddy to me. The Beyer sounds more neutral, but a little bit edgy at the top. Humming. Why do I do humming? Well, humming seems to have an amount of low end. It's insured. And the brightness of the nasal resonance. So, not having a good day. So let's do that on the 33. Sennheiser. I hear more of that. Sure. Sounds a bit shut in to me. Beyer. On the 33, the tone, I'm going to use Om. Make sure the others are off, yes? Om. Sennheiser. Om. Shure. Om. Beyer. Om. 33. I notice quite some differences, but I can't remember what they are, so I'll do it quickly again and tell you straight after. Yes, it sounds a little bit, it's that and a little bit mid-hollow with the woof underneath. You boisterous beggar. Om. More mid-range, that's that hump, that of the 58, and less of the top end, and doesn't seem to be quite so clear up there. Om. Beyerdynamic. Om. So that at the top there and a woof down the bottom. If I bring it closer, there'll be more woof. If you like woof, you're going to get some. Om. 33. Om. Much more even, but of course. What do they invite? What do they invite? What do they invite? 33. 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 Sennheiser coming. What do they invite? Can you hear? What do they invite? 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 What do they? Nothing really. There's just a little bit unexciting. This is not as much as a bruiser as the others. What do they invite? What do they invite? Oh yeah. What do they invite? Oh yeah. What do they invite? Oh yeah. What do they invite? What do they invite? Yeah. What do they invite? Well, gives you some idea, I think. Did me anyway. Price, voice style, suitability. Price are all about the same. 165, I think the Shure, around 160, 140 Shure, maybe somewhere around there. So, voice style. Well, the main difference with voice style really for me in these microphones is, apart from absolute clarity and all the rest of it, is the way the low end is handled. So, if you've got a boomy low voice, what you do, then you might not want so much of that. If your low end's quite clean, and also you have worked on your craft, your art, then you can have that there. Depending on the stages, of course, if it's very, very loud, you've got to hold the thing right up here, then you're in trouble, but you can cut that at the desk. So you're looking for the best circumstances, really. So if you have the good circumstances, all three of them may be rock, with the Shure a little more shut in. If you just want to have a little bit of a boost there, if you just want to have that mid and upper stuff just going through, if you've got a bit more of an expansive opportunity, then I'd say the two Germans, the Beyerdynamic and the Sennheiser, are similar. Listening to the Sennheiser, I find it, for my voice, a touch too hollow. Have I used these on gigs? I've used the Beyerdynamic on gigs, because I've got a gig where there's no phantom power, and you wouldn't believe the PA. But you know, you just go there and do it, and it's not about. So, but it does need top and bottom, and the 70D provided that, though I've been using before that the M88, and that was sufficient for my needs, so I don't know if I need quite the accentuation. Difficult for me to say. I think that's another thing I'm going to have to leave to you, if I may. What would I choose and why? Solo mic or as an alternative? Well, for me, it's plain I'd choose the Beyerdynamic. Out of the mics I've got, I wouldn't choose it as a solo mic at all. But if I had to have a backup mic and these three were the options, I like something about the Sennheiser. But the more important aspect, I would go for the Beyerdynamic. But that's me, not you. I hope you've been able to garner something from this, and I look forward to seeing you in due course. Have a good weekend.